This podcast is brought to you by our friends at Minerva Beauty. Check out minervabeauty.com and see their huge selection of chairs, stations, anything you could possibly want for your salon is on minervabeauty.com. Also, check out Millennium Systems International at millenniumsi.com, the best salon software in the industry starting at $49 per month. If you're looking to better your online reputation, check out demandforce.com/free salon education. Fill out the form. Somebody will reach out to you, show you how to better communicate with your guests and how you can build lots and lots of great reviews online for your salon business. Hey guys, this is Matt Beck from FreeSalonEducation.com here with Splitting Hairs episode 66.
Booyah.
Back from ISSE, warm California, and now
the tundra.
It actually wasn't that bad.
It really wasn't.
It wasn't that bad, but any snow is bad.
Yeah, I mean, the salon wasn't open yesterday, so, I mean, I guess it was bad enough. But
I was off for 2 days.
You were?
I wasn't here Saturday. I couldn't make it in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. It's holding you down, Justin.
I missed you guys.
So, we're back from ISSE. We got a lot to talk about with that. A lot of really cool interviews with some fun people. I mean, we had the Nina Kovner, we had Candy Shaw, the guys from the Hair House, we had Ergo guys, Brock. So there was like a ton of interviews. I haven't even started sorting through all the footage. So that will be coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that. We're watching your guys' questions right here online. So good morning to everyone that's watching live, and that's pretty much it.
I just noticed your fancy cover for your laptop. That's nice.
Yeah, I covered everything because I've learned through traveling now that they don't care about your stuff.
No.
So
it's in the job description.
Yeah. So I
break everything
so that I don't have everything come back in pieces. I've covered everything, and it's so it doesn't get all scratched up.
They actually put a fragile sticker on the one thing, and I was like, "Ooh, that might be a target."
I know.
Hey, Thad, you want to work for the TSA? It'll be great.
Yeah, you should see for the mixing board, which was the thing I was most worried about. I got this flight case for it, which was 2 inches too big to be a carry-on.
Of course.
And they put this fragile sticker on the front of it that had like a wine glass on it. I don't know. So
all right.
I was like, can you guys please take care of it? She's like, yep. And then she just slaps a sticker on there, and she's like, there you go. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's going to be it. But everything made it back in one piece. We're using the mixer today, so it's working.
Fragile stickers work.
Yeah, exactly. So ISSE. First off, thank you to everybody. We got Brian Hare with us.
Hi.
Justin Scott.
Hello.
Drea Bolin. Thad Bolin. And me and Thad went to ISSE. Haven't really even had a chance to talk to you guys yet. So basically the way that it went was we showed up. We had a great flight there. We showed up. It was late. We ended up going straight to the hotel and then we were going to get something to eat. But it was like 10:30 at night. So there wasn't a lot of places. So we ended up at the hotel, which was at the convention center. It was basically connected to it. And a lot of hairdressers were there. So we got to connect with a lot of people that night. I talked to Gordon Miller, which is at this point a good friend, and he just got a new job with American Salon. So he was there, and he started connecting me with all these people that I hadn't thought about interviewing them, or I just didn't have a contact with them. He just started texting everyone. So I ended up the next day, me and Thad got up real early. We went down, we set up the podcast, and people were walking by like, what are these guys doing? Because we're basically setting up an entire radio show. Thad, you can pull up the image of our booth there. So we were at the Millennium Systems International booth, and this was basically the setup. So we had people walking by all day like, wow, like what? This is so cool because it's different. And we were in the back corner of this event. I think they purposely put us right next to the bar because that's basically where we were.
Smart.
Yeah, so...
get them all liquored up, have a conversation.
Exactly.
These are really loose interviews.
Can only go well from here.
We're like, let's do a shot right before the interview and we'll be good. So we had our booth set up. It was awesome. Millennium did such a cool job allowing us to showcase everything. So we sat down. Candy Shaw was the first interview. She showed up. She said she wished you were there. But she was just, she was so cool. And she sat down with her son, Jameson, who's the guy that I deal with selling the balayage products online. And, we just had a great conversation about what's new with her and what's going on and just balayage and ombre in general, and how some people say it's a fad and it's going away. Nah. And we had a good talk about how it's the new way, and it's putting foils kind of in the past. Even though foiling is important, it's just a new way of doing things, a new artistic way. Right. So we had to talk about that. Then we had after Candy Shaw, we had Andrew Does Hair from Instagram. And the cool thing about interviewing Andrew was he has a huge following on Instagram.
I even follow him.
You do?
Of course.
So
I do.
yeah. So we sit down with him. He was a little nervous at the beginning, but then I ended up sitting with him for almost a half an hour, and we were just talking. He's a smart guy. He's very, very quiet, but then when he hits that point where he's talking passionately about what he does, he just exploded. And the funny thing is you can tell the power of the internet because he just sent out an Instagram selfie or something of him at the booth and said, "Meet me here," and 40 people showed up.
I would have.
It was insane. So he had the biggest crowd of the day. I mean, it was like 3 deep of just people surrounding the whole thing. So it was really cool. And we talked about Instagram and how he built his Instagram. And basically he says, he just did what everybody else wasn't doing. Instead of saying, I'm going to post fades all day because that's what everyone is doing, he said, well, I'm going to post textured hair. And, he just kind of went the opposite direction.
And that's the thing. He does these fantastic barber cuts, but he admits openly he's not a barber.
Yeah, I mean,
he's one of the guys that I personally look up to as a men's stylist because he just has so much to bring to the table as a stylist in general, not just to do, like you said, fades.
Right. Yeah, and that was his big thing. He's like, I'm not a barber. Barbers, there are great barbers out there, but his big thing, and it's something that we definitely do here, he teaches his men to style and blow dry their hair. He's like, I don't know why men don't want to blow dry, but a product isn't a way to counteract a cowlick or to lay things a certain way. A product is just to enhance, where you put the hair in the blow dry in the first place. So he's got this really cool philosophy. So that interview will be coming up soon. So I'm excited to put that one together. John Harms, we interviewed him. His daughter was there as well, his 13-year-old daughter. So she sat at the table. So that was kind of fun. And then we got these two guys, and I have the Ergo products right here. They gave us a bag of them.
Really?
So this one guy's name is Brock, and he was just cracking me up all weekend. But the big thing with him is he starts beatboxing before the interview, and the interviews were projected through the place. So he's beatboxing, and all these people are like, what is happening? So they start walking around just trying to look, and some people are dancing. And he was with his friend Cantrell, who works for Ergo as well. Unbelievable styler and just hair artist in general. He started a company called the Hair House, which is basically they started a salon out of their house. Mm-hmm. So they were two buddies. It's kind of like if you guys get an apartment together and you decide, we're going to make the living room a salon.
That'll happen.
And they just did that.
I'm down.
He's like, we just decided not to do anything crazy. We put up 2 stations, and so the clients sit on our couch when they wait and everything. So it was pretty cool to just interact with all these people on the West Coast that we don't ever get to talk to or meet. I think that was my favorite part. And then people started coming up to us. Actually, I said to Thad early in the day, I'm like, maybe we're not having the impact on the people we thought we were, because no one had really said anything, and nobody had really come to the booth and said anything, and then all of a sudden it just exploded. It got around 11 o'clock.
Our fans sleep in.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
They were all on East Coast time.
Yeah, so
that's why we have all these people typing in from Finland and and all the people that are 5 or 6 hours ahead of us.
Exactly.
Our people are I'll get you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep.
Our salon doesn't open up till 11, and neither do our fans wake up till.
Yeah. So it was really cool though, because they started coming up and just taking pictures with us, and basically the thing I liked the most was because you look at Guy Tang and all of these people that have these huge followings, right? Well, I think our following, the thing I love so much about all of them is they came up just being so thankful. It wasn't like, oh my God, you're so cool and all this stuff. It wasn't that. It was
because you're not. No.
Right.
No, it wasn't. I love what you do. It's thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Inspiring and all that. I get
Yeah.
it. That's awesome.
And that was a key thing for me, and it made me realize that we are
Well, that's been the goal
doing
from
it the
the
right
start.
way.
Right. Is, to offer education, not just say, hey, look what I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when you guys brought up like the thumbs down thing, I think it was last week, and you're like, I'm so sad, I need a hug. I don't care. I can get 100 thumbs down. Like, I flip through the video once a week and see how many cool views I get, and then I see like I don't have any negative comments I get, but that one person that says thank you and they're appreciative for me teaching something that they didn't know.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and it's true. And I think, you just get, that's the thing where I think in IBS when we all go, it's just going to be, it's a realization of what we've built and what has really happened throughout this whole thing. I even had a kid from the Vidal Sassoon School in Los Angeles said, I watch your channel every day and I can't thank you enough. He's like, I snuck out of the model room to come say hi to you.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Like that kind of stuff, you're like, oh, it's amazing because I never would have thought somebody that's already going to Vidal Sassoon would sneak out to come say hi and thank you for what we're doing. So, so many different things. The ergo brushes are so awesome, and we got to break those down again, and it just reminded me that we've been using them for a while, and they're just really cool. I got to meet Robert Reed face to face for the first time. I met Dean from Olaplex for the first time, who looks nothing like I thought he did.
I thought you were going to say it looks nothing like me, and I was like, well, I expect him to look like you because you're the only people from that part of the country.
Well, he has like a curly, almost fro haircut, and he's super tall. He's like your brother tall.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, Dean, how are you? And he's
Is it a perm?
Blonde hair. Of course he's got blonde hair, and it could be a perm. I don't know, but he was super nice, and he's like, I was hoping that I was going to meet you. We sat down with Rachel from the Hairstylist Education Forum, so we did a little interview with her.
That's cool.
That was fun, and that pretty much summed up the day. So I'm really excited to start getting to work and putting together the interviews, and that's then you guys will really get to experience what we.
By the time you get it done, it'll be time for IBS.
Yeah,
and you're gonna lock yourself away again.
Right. So I'm really excited to put those out, and those will be coming soon. We have. Do you have feedback from last week pulled up?
Actually, I didn't do so much feedback. I just went straight to the questions.
Straight to the question. That's fine. It's kind of the
go with
same.
that? All
Yeah,
right.
we'll do that. And then, but I do want to show a picture, and this hopefully you guys can see this. But pull up the picture of the barber that was cutting in the.
Yeah, you pull that up. I'll look and see if there's.
The finished product or
The finished product, yeah. So this is an image somebody carved in Kim Kardashian. And I don't know if this is directly from the hair show. It's Ryan Farrell is the barber. And he does portraits on people's heads. And people...
Oh, whoops, that's me.
People were walking around the show with these portraits in their heads. And it just blows me away that with hair, you can create that. And I just think it's so cool. So I'm hoping... I want to reach out to this guy and see if we can chat with him about that.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it was the same guy, but at the party there was actually a guy who had Michael Jackson in the back of his head. So I'm assuming the same guy did it.
Yeah, and these were like not just like you can see it there. It's so much detail.
I was gonna say, how long did that take?
I don't know. I didn't see him doing it, but I mean that's questions I would like to ask because even you look at the way that the hair is styled over her face.
Yeah.
It looks like her hair is pulled back. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
There's so much detail in that. It's just phenomenal. So,
Yeah, Micah and I were talking about that at the party with Micah Harms, and we were saying that this is awesome. The only downside of this is that the person who has it on their head can't see it.
You can't
Yeah.
see it.
No.
Otherwise, like,
Wow. This picture's obviously going to go a little viral.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's doing all right.
Well, and we go to the party. Oh my God, I can't do hairdresser parties anymore in my life. Like,
Can't hang anymore?
we get in there and it's like pure dance club right away, and they're handing out glow sticks that are like this long and this thick, and people are swinging them around and dancing. I'm like, I just can't. And so I was only there for probably a half an hour. I really wanted to, be be there because I thought that would be the point where we could really say hi to people.
That broke out.
There
the
was no
UFOs when you
highs.
left.
So January 28th, the day Matt officially became an old man.
Well, it was funny because I don't think he was even in there for like a half an hour. I think
No.
like 10, 15 minutes in, he then went outside and started talking to people who were outside.
Yeah.
That's how he made his escape.
I
Yeah.
get that though.
Yeah.
Like I remember a few years ago, like the big gathering for Paul Mitchell. The first couple times I went, that party is just so much fun. It's crazy. You're
Yeah.
among thousands of people just getting insane. And this past summer when I went, I was just getting close to the party and I'm like, okay, here we go. And you go inside and it's just like, I'm so glad they're having that much fun, but I've got to get as close to this wall over here as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I need to relax for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, and that's what I had. I was actually only in there long enough to get a small charge on my phone. I stole an outlet in the dance club, so I got a drink, and then I went straight over to a corner and sat there with my phone waiting for it to charge because I only had like 1%. So that's all I did, and as soon as I had like 10% battery, I was out.
Peace.
You
We got to
need
get you
one
the
of
cover.
The charging
Yeah.
cases.
I know. I was thinking that the whole time, and then I'm like, well, if I buy one now, it's not charged, so it doesn't even matter at this
They
point.
come charged.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They're smart like that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We'll get you hooked up before IBS.
Okay, cool. So
I do have some feedback.
okay, let's
I went ahead and
let's do feedback. Again, I'm watching for your questions here as we're going live. So if you guys have any questions, definitely let us know. It's good to see all these people
that
that
closer
are
to you?
always on
right.
on here.
That's true. All right, this first one cracks me up. It's Monica Ibarra saying, after less than 2 weeks of binge watching Splitting Hairs, I'm finally caught up, which is insane because I binge watch like crazy, and to go through that
That's
much
a lot
in
of
2
hours.
weeks,
Yeah.
that's awesome. It has been awesome. I've been telling everyone about it and how much I'm learning. I've been doing hair 11 years and opened my small salon 2 years ago. I've learned more here than anywhere else. You all rock and might all be my BFFs now, so not to make this awkward, but I love you. I completely understand.
This is a little awkward.
I completely no, it's not at all.
I know.
I completely understand how a downvoter can ruin your day, but maybe they're upvoting from Australia.
Oh,
That's funny.
good one.
Any plans to head to Texas anytime soon? XO Monica Ibarra, and this is how I know that she's truly been binge watching. She put how to pronounce her last name for me.
Nice.
At the end of it.
Wait, what
So,
happens?
thank you, Monica.
What happens in Texas? Is it anything like hair show wise? Is there a hair show in Texas?
There's got to be. Oh, wait. Yes. I was talking, I think Jillian was telling me there's a big one in Texas.
Okay.
One of the ones that she works.
Maybe a salon-centric show or
Yeah.
something. I would say, we have definitely
hell yeah, we'll go anywhere.
over the with podcasting from the event. I definitely think that it was a success. We had a lot of people at the Millennium booth all weekend, and they were very happy. So I could see that becoming something that we do for sure. So so depending on what happens in the future, I don't know. We're trying to make it to the shows so that we can see everybody. And but it's been a really good. This show definitely was the first time we ever did it, and it went really well. So I think it could happen again in the future.
Heck yeah. If you want to fly us out, we'll come to your mom's house.
You got a kitchen.
Whatever.
We'll just throw that up. We're
Whatever.
good to go.
All right. William Everett, great episode, guys. Loved it and can't wait to hear for the contest announced a few days before my birthday. Is that happening today? Did we get an answer from Kiyoshi?
We did not yet.
And when is William Everett's
I think
birthday?
the problem was
Obviously this week.
Hey, happy birthday, William.
I have to connect with Kiyoshi, and because of the traveling the last couple weeks, I haven't had a chance to. But
All right.
I'm going to talk to him this week, definitely. So it will be announced next week on Splitting Hairs for sure.
All right. Sorry, guys. Just keep waiting. Leslie Gutierrez, awesome. I'll be there in New York City, so we'll have a fun fan to look forward to there. I don't know. What's up with the sound? There's a lot of artifacts through the whole episode.
I don't know what that means. What's artifact?
Thad, what's an artifact?
Google it.
Artifact? I have no idea.
I know what an artifact is, but I don't know what
but
that.
it's spelled
how
differently than like a dinosaur artifact.
Right.
Can you send that to me in a text?
Oh,
I'll
it
look
is.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It could be autocorrect.
We're already past with that.
Which
All right, it's done.
If
It's
you
done.
know so
Wait,
much-
which cracks me up. Wait, you got to hear this. So last night, one of my clients she's been a long-time client, she's finally picked out her prom dress and her prom style. So she's texting me it, and she sends me a picture of her in the dress, and I go to text her back like ooh, O-O-H, and I accidentally hit O-I-H, and the autocorrect, thank God I caught it because I almost text her back pig. was like, oh God.
How does that happen?
Well, apparently OIH almost looks like pig, according to autocorrect. So
So I
I
turned
almost
mine off.
ruined
It was
this
just- it
girl's
was-
life
Yeah, I was
last
saying, it's
night.
been ruining conversations for years now.
All right. Back at it. Jane Matskin, who I know you guys saw there. I'm so excited that Matt will be at ISSE. Can't wait to meet you. I wish you all were going, though, especially since Brian Hare's balayage-driven ombre. I love how that sounds. Thanks, me too. Video kind of did a CPR on my love for hair painting. I am so serious. That video and something about it made me snap, but in a good way. Something clicked, and I just love doing hair all over again. Thank you guys for that so much. I believe she was the one that I saw pictures with
Yeah.
both of you. With
Yeah.
Thad made a face again. That
course.
selfie face.
Hey, Thad.
So besides Candy Shaw asking about you, one other person came up and right away walks up. He goes, Brian? And I'm like, no, Brian's not here. And he's like a shorter, older man. I'm going to try to describe him with not much hair here, but then a slick back ponytail. And then coming out of it is blue hair.
Fantastic.
And he's like, I just love Brian. Brian is my favorite, and he taught me balayage and all of this stuff. He was very, very excited.
I love that.
So it was really cool.
I'm totally going to be that guy when I get older and go bald.
That was the whole thing. The whole time I'm looking at him, I'm like, this is Brian. Brian is totally going to have this ponytail.
It's actually me from the future coming back looking for me, forgetting that I wasn't there.
Oh, God.
That's hilarious.
Well, it's funny because when Jane first came up, I was still like managing the cameras and making sure that like everything was a go. And I just catch her name tag like out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, that looks like possibly the name that Brian is always having trouble with. So I made sure that I asked her how she pronounces her name, and then she says Jane. I'm like, that's not it.
Oh, yeah, no. No, it's Anissa or Anissa.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
we got to go back and watch that
Big
video.
A. It's Big A.
I thought I had a I got this name for Brian moment, and it totally failed.
Yeah, no, I can pronounce Jane. Thank you, though. All right, and then finally, Morgan Johnson said, thanks for choosing me to spin the wheel. So that answers your question.
Oh, we don't even have the wheel over
Hey,
here.
Thad,
Oh, yeah.
I'm on it. Don't worry.
Have
I'm on
fun
it.
at ISSE and with the dreads, too. Yeah, the dreads didn't happen.
yeah, it didn't happen.
Justin was all excited. He's like, I think I found a way for them to work.
And it didn't.
And he goes over and, like, he's playing with it in the mannequin for a while. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing my client. And then I had this big gap, and I'm like, all right, cool. And he goes and he puts one in. And I look, and I had no idea how he was going to do this. I'm just like, whatever. If we can figure out a way to do it, we can figure out a way to do it. My goal was to have all of my hair in these
Yeah,
dreads.
no.
And I look, and he's got it hanging from the head with, like, 5 rubber bands just holding it on. I'm like,
There's
how's
only
that going to
one.
look
There was
on
one. No,
my...
there's 3 rubber bands.
Okay.
And I was trying to. Well,
I'm like,
mind
how's
you,
that going to
his
look
hair
on
is-
my
his hair is like
hairline
this
when I pull
long.
my hair back, guys?
Yeah, no, it
And
was
they're
not
like,
going to look
oh,
good
yeah,
either
no.
way. We couldn't dread it in.
So
They were the ugliest dreads I've ever seen in my life. They,
They weren't even
gonna,
dreads. They were like
no,
twists.
but when
They were rope.
but I dreaded them back up. Like I have one that
Okay.
I actually dreaded, and it looks like a dread. But
Okay.
Well, the mannequin looks great.
apparently, if I want to do it, I'm going to have to spend more than $6 on dreads.
Yeah.
To make it look
I mean, I still feel
semi-believable.
like if we actually dread it into your hair, it'll be awesome. Only they're there till you decide to cut your hair.
Let's
Right.
just dread them into your beard, Thad.
Oh, I'm
That's
getting
fine,
a beard.
too.
We can do it here.
I was gonna say, can we get a close up of Brian's beard?
I have never seen Brian with so much facial hair.
I know it's crazy,
adorable.
right? Well, somehow my little trimmer,
Wait, nope. You gotta.
my trimmer grew legs and walked away apparently because I can't find it. I was like, all right, I'll see what the big deal is about then. Let's grow a beard.
Nice.
All right. All right, so that's it for feedback. You want to go right
Keep
into
that
questions?
recorded.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, right into questions. Dun, dun, dun. Kate Annihilate. As a stylist in my first year of professional practice, I tend to take notice of stories about landing that first salon job. Sadly, many of those stories are of stylists being taken advantage of. I am fortunate to not be in this category. So this leads me to ask, when a stylist is working on commission, what things do you feel the salon should provide for that stylist? What things would you consider as the stylist's responsibility? What do you feel is a fair commission rate for the stylist whose salon covers most of their product and color costs? I know it's a broad question, but I'm curious to hear your opinions on this matter. And it got a lot of likes, so I figured we needed to really hit it.
Okay.
And I think what she's talking about, because I've worked in different salons that, like the salon offers different things, like the one in Hoboken, you don't provide anything but scissors and combs for yourself. Like all of the brushes are there, and like every single hot tool is there. And it was like, no one had their own stuff at all. Like you
It's like
didn't
working here.
Right, but I mean, like here, I have an iron that I like as well for certain
course,
things, so I have that, and you have your clippers as well. There, it was like straight up, you only use.
Oh, you weren't allowed to.
Yeah, it was more like. Well, I don't know if it might have started as a here you do this, and everyone just got so comfortable not needing to buy their own things. But then I've worked in places where they just here's a chair and an outlet, which I think is
Where's your
more
mirror?
the
You didn't bring your
norm.
mirror to work
Right.
today?
So I don't know that it's necessarily a specific responsibility of a salon. I think it's more just what that salon has chosen to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know of any major pros and cons either way.
Right. And I think with affecting the commission rate on that, I think it's, I don't think that's really so much factored into commission. I think as a stylist, it's important to not worry so much about the commission as it is to worry about your numbers and focusing on your growth and all of that, because you don't want to be getting ripped off and making 35% commission, but anywhere between 40 and 50% commission is where you're probably going to live. And no matter what that number is, you can be successful and make money as long as you're focused on your growth and your numbers and all of that. So I wouldn't worry so much about
what they give you.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much standard out there that you're going to make between 40 and 50%, and that's just what it is, And like here, the way that we have it set is based on your numbers, and your growth is where you live in that range, So I wouldn't. That would be my focus. Is focus on the numbers. Don't focus on the commission, because everybody's getting paid commission the same, So.
All right.
I think does that cover that whole question?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Then we got Monica Alter Ibarra. Love it. Totally random, but I'm curious. Why don't you use salon mats to stand on? I assume the wood is easier on you than concrete, but is there any other reason?
Well, I think I don't like them.
It's because we're all young and our bodies haven't started falling
Right.
apart yet.
I mean,
Give it a
plus,
couple years.
we do have these are real, true old wood floors.
Right.
So they have a lot of give to them. So it's exactly what you're saying. It's not like standing on concrete all day. So I don't think we ever really have an issue.
Yeah, no, I've worked in tons of places, even working in the school, standing for 10 hours at a time, and you feel it after the end of that day. I leave here, I have an hour and a half drive home. I'm golden. I don't feel a thing. And
Yeah.
I don't wear the comfortable shoes. I
I
wear
mean,
Vans all day long. He
these
wears
floors,
golden boots.
right? These floors are barely holding us up right now, so they have a lot of give in them.
Yeah, they got some
They
bounce.
do.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I've heard some places that do have the harder floors, it's not even so much about your feet, but they'll put them under the chairs in case you drop your shears, so that instead of slamming against concrete and potentially chipping,
Yeah.
it'll just stab into the foam.
I think it's also kind of based on space here, because if we had
Right.
mats everywhere, it would just be
Literally, you would see this much wood.
Yeah, the whole
and
floor
then
would
the
be
rest thing
mats.
As it is, we're rubbing butts with some of these stations.
right. So we'd have overlapping mats.
All right.
Heather?
Let's see. Heather Osset. I'm just going to skip over that middle name. No offense. What are your tricks when doing a double process blonde on level 5 and under to achieve a healthy platinum blonde? I've seen cases where other hairdressers would do 2 applications of lightener, and then I saw a post from Beth Minardi saying she never suggests double bleaching, even with new products and additives, which my guess is she was referring to Olaplex. When it comes to doing a double process that's that dark, if you're trying to get to a platinum blonde, it's really about taking your time. Don't expect to do this super fast. I've lightened people twice. Thanks to stuff like Olaplex, I don't care what anybody says, it's helping.
Right.
So that I'm not so worried to do it. I've used lighteners, and I've been told if you're really trying to, the smarter route to do that would be to have a couple of processes with 20 volume rather than trying to go in with 40 every single time, because then you're just, if you're willing to do it twice or 3 times with 20, you're going to have much better conditioned hair than just trying to blow it up with 40 once, twice, 3 times.
Yeah.
We touched on it too. I think it was last week, and we just said educate your client.
Right.
If you're going from that level 5 or darker, you're not gonna get platinum most of that time in 1 or even 2 sessions of lightening.
Right.
Even if you do double lightening both times with Olaplex, you know, and the grace of the hair gods themselves, you're not getting platinum, you know? So I
Right.
think education of the client with realistic expectations is more help than any product you could use.
Well, that was the woman that came in that I put the picture up of last week with the really long hair that I chopped and did the colors. She's never colored her hair. She's not looking to become a long-term color client. And she's like, well, I was thinking about maybe putting in a little bit of lavender. And it's so funny because to us, it's such a duh thing. But to someone like that, I explained to her, I'm like, well, lavender, I mean, she was Asian, so her hair was almost black. And I was explaining to her, the only way I'm going to get her lavender is if I can first get it as white as that wall behind me. So I don't know that that's necessarily the route you want to go right off the bat. And she's like, oh, okay. No. And, you know, I went through my favorite analogy, and please feel free to steal this, everybody. When I'm educating my guests, especially with the rise in popularity with the fantasy colors, to explain to my guests what I'm going to have to do to their hair to give them any form of that color, I just use the analogy of using crayons on construction paper. I tell them, depending on what color that construction paper is, how well you're going to see that crayon. If you have a nice light purple crayon, you're really not going to see it as a light purple unless you use a white piece of construction paper, which means we're going to have to get your construction paper to white to see that lavender or whatever.
Right.
And that sort of helps them get it, because I feel like at some point every kid was pissed that
That
their
red didn't look that red, or that
that their
everything
orange
looked
crayon looked
brown
like
that
crap
paper.
on a yellow piece of construction paper.
Right.
So steal that. Use
Okay.
it.
That's good. There's quite a few people that are very excited that you didn't do the dreads on here, and they love the beard. So
Well, look at that.
you're getting
Hitting a home run.
yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I haven't shaved in like 4 days.
I might
Can
do
you
like,
imagine if Brian grows a beard out?
if I did, I would bleach it and be one of those people that's all over like Pinterest and stuff
Oh,
with
I love
the
those.
lime green beards and the cotton
Wait,
candy
let's just
pink.
grow it. Let's get this going on.
It's
I'm
so
excited for this.
orange. My facial hair is so
We'll give
orange. I
your
don't know if
face
it shows on
pinnacle
camera, but
burns.
when you see it in person, it's like I have this orange glow
He's got
around
some
my
ginger
face right
going
now.
on there.
I look like a leprechaun.
You're almost ready for St. Patrick's Day.
No, you're
Ugh,
almost ready to be
true.
that guy who
Wait,
was looking for you at the show.
so Morgan Johnson says, I've heard a lot of people using Olaplex and 50 volume since it reduces the lightening.
Yeah.
Have you tried it
Yeah.
with 50?
I haven't gotten my hands on 50 yet,
Yeah,
and
if
you'll
you have
know
some,
because
well,
I'll be
let's try
blonde.
it.
I'll be bald.
Just saying.
I'll be bald. Yeah, we don't
Again,
have
I don't
Welcome to
need
the club.
50, but
we don't have 50 volume at the salon.
but
so-
Justin and I were just discussing that last week, that now people are starting to put up pictures of 50, and I'm
60.
wondering if Olaplex existing is now why there's becoming a bigger.
Because they've always had
presence of
60, 80, 100, even 120 volume I've seen like containers of, and it's only meant to be split down to 40 or lower.
Right.
Yeah, you're supposed to use distilled water to properly split a developer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Teacher stuff.
Let's get a mannequin. All right. May Rose Harner. I liked this comment. It's a little long, so just give me a second. I just recently used Olaplex with a perm. She's my only perm client left that I haven't converted to color because she's elderly and it just works with her lifestyle and ability to care for her hair. But it's very fine, fragile hair that she makes me perm quite often, so I felt this would strengthen her hair, which we know is brilliant. Their instructions for use in perming are as follows. After you neutralize, rinse and towel blot with rods in. You add a half ounce of Olaplex 1 mixed with 3 ounces of water in non-spraying bottle and apply to the rods. Oh, like a
Okay.
applicator
Yeah.
bottle.
Okay.
And apply to the rods. Leave on for 7.5 minutes. If time permits, reapply and leave on another 7.5 minutes. Shampoo, condition. There's no need to wait 48 hours to shampoo with this method after you perm, nor do you use part 2 here. The results worked very well for my client in much the same way we feel about it when used with color.
Well, fun fact, Olaplex was developed for perms.
I didn't know if we were allowed to say that.
I
but-
think so. I mean, I don't know, but
Well, it just happened.
But that was its
so-
origin
speak
story.
now and
It's out
and
there
talk
already.
about but yeah, it was developed for perming in the beginning, and it was sent to damn it, what's the guy's name? He's
I don't
actually
know.
local here. I'll think of it.
Yeah.
But so it was sent to a guy who was really popular in the perming days with Matrix, and for him to test out with perms, and then he started doing it, and then all of a sudden he decided to throw it into color, and that's when it transformed into, okay, wow, look what it does with color,
Right.
which was a bigger deal than perming because, I mean,
More people are doing color.
yeah.
Well, that's why I asked if Dean's hair was permed, because I knew that that's where
Right.
this originated.
And that might be why he was so into making a perm thing. I mean, I don't know. They were just trying to reinvent
Right.
what a perm is like, you know. So it's pretty cool.
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 Someone just posted, "Woohoo! Do it, Brian. Do beard colors for every holiday."
That's fantastic.
Let's
Oh
get those
God!
polka dots
Please
going for
don't,
Easter.
don't,
You have no idea what kind of pain
Don't-
you just brought.
don't give him ideas.
This out. Should
We
Brian
got
have
through-
a green beard for St. Patty's
We
Day?
got through the dread
Vote
thing.
now.
I think we're good.
I'm gonna 120 volume my face.
He still
Chemical
looks
peel.
Skeletor.
Can you please let me know what Candace's reaction to you putting
Oh my
bleach
God!
on your
Right,
face?
my esthetician, she'd kill me. Monica Rodriguez, what are the pros and cons between renting or commission when opening your own salon? In your opinion, which of the two would be better?
That's a Matt question.
I think they both have.
Yeah, there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
I mean,
Depends
booth
on what
renting-
type of environment you're trying to build.
Right, type of environment and long run, what you picture it being. I mean,
Right.
booth rental is going to be nice because right off the bat, they owe you money.
Right.
Commission's going to take a while to build, I suppose, but that's where we're bigger fans of just creating that camaraderie and all that stuff.
And also, you got to
picking
look
a
at the
team.
state. Every state's different.
Yeah.
Every state doesn't allow booth rentals.
Right,
Right.
but I'm guessing she's somewhere that does.
And if you think about it, so if you have, so if you're going to open a place and maybe it's just an investment for you and you want, you know, that type of environment where everybody has their own, it's like their own business within your business and you're just trying to make a certain amount of money to cover rent and all of that, and you're comfortable with that, then that's fine. I personally love, you know, because we're not booth rent, the relationship that we all have to better the place and to make sure that, you know, and you know, there's somebody controlling the environment.
Right.
It's not like, oh, Brian's got his clients and that's his business and that's all he's worried about because it's his.
Right.
And, you know, Justin's got his and he's only worried about his. Everybody's taking care of everyone.
Right, and it allows for a little bit more freedom, like Barrett, you know, our girl, she's gone right now, and we already know we're a family, we're a team, so we're all pitching in and helping our clients, and you know, we all know that when Barrett comes back, you know, here you go, these are
Right.
your clients, we took very good care of them,
Right.
and you know, there's not that competitive nature because I think we're all working to better here.
Right.
So
Exactly. And you got to think about product choices as well. If you have a booth rent place, then most of the time, I mean, there's some booth rent places that have their own products there, but then there's some that everybody has to bring their own products. So
Right.
then you have
Yeah,
a whole
your
place
own.
full of all different products. And, you know, it's a whole different environment, I think. And I've never worked in booth rental, so I can't say anything bad about it. But I just know for me personally, knowing the two, I like the commission structure the best.
cool.
Yeah.
Tanya Dunn asked a question about perming and Olaplex that I think if you just rewind like 3 minutes, we answered.
Everything you need to know.
William Everett, our pal, where do all of you derive your inspirations from the most for creative cutting, coloring, and styling? I don't know. Answer that. Round the horn, everybody.
I was gonna say I don't necessarily get it from like anything in particular. Maybe more so just my clients in general. Like I'll feed off of like their energy, like what they come in with. Like if somebody has a really edgy personality, maybe they're going to get a little bit more texture. They're going to be able to like play with their hair a little bit more. We're going to use more wax. We're going to use more of like a razor to get like a lot of fun texture.
Cool.
Okay.
That's that. That's a good answer.
Anybody else?
You're speaking, so you need to keep going.
Okay. I mean, personally, like, it all depends on the environment. Like, if I'm here working with clients, I'm usually coming in that day with just an excitement to be working next to you guys. So that'll inspire me to do better things. But if I'm sitting at home and I have mannequins or I'm here with mannequins, I'm listening to my own music. I'm following millions of thousands of tattooers on Instagram and other social medias, and like their art in that industry inspires me to make art in this industry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that also will make me want to make some fun things as well.
I think it's good when you're looking for inspiration, and you'll take this from the interview that I did with Andrew in your own way, but it's not like if you just keep watching what's trending in hair, then you're just doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
you're
if
just
you want
doing hair.
to be creative and you're looking for creative cutting, coloring, and styling and all of that, just either get a mannequin or a friend or something and just create things. Try new things. I mean, I would work on a mannequin if you're going to try some extreme new things, and come up with things on your own. It doesn't have to be what's popular at the time. Just have fun with it and try cutting asymmetrical shapes and all that stuff, and just pushing yourself to out of your comfort zone, I think, is probably the best thing. I know that like you were talking about looking at tattooing and all of that for inspiration. I think it's good to look outside of your industry.
I was going to say, mine's comic books.
Yeah.
Like I've ever since from when I was a kid, my favorite comics, it was always ones with cool hair. And I think now I translate that to here with like, okay, how could you translate this into something that could be done, that could be worn every day?
Right.
The chick with the purple hair that I don't even think about. It's crazy if you walk past someone in the grocery store with purple hair, but she pulls it off because it looks like this. So how would I do that at work, kind of thing?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Drea.
I was going to say, I like going back in history for finding inspiration, like looking at
Like
different...
George Washington?
No, like looking back...
Or are we just talking about dated
Have you seen
hairstyles?
We're going to get some powder wigs
The
on
mullet.
bed.
No, like going back as far as like looking at Jackie O. A couple years ago, I went to an exhibit all about Jackie O and her fashion sense, going back to Coco Chanel, looking at the different things that women went through back then and how everything repeats itself constantly. Look at how we're all doing all these finger wave sets with wands and, setting the hair that way.
Yeah.
Well, you go back to the 20s and people were literally setting their hair in finger waves with
Finger waves rule. I love finger waves.
gel and whatnot. So like,
Good to know.
it's all about taking classic styles and reinventing them in different ways and re-inspiring yourself to them.
Right
Taking
on.
your favorite parts of them and bringing them back.
That's awesome.
Brian, Tanya Dunn says it took 66 episodes for you to say her name.
Aw, Tanya Dunn. I'm sorry. So I said it twice.
Say it a
Can you
lot
say it
more.
one more time?
Tanya Dunn.
Okay. I think we have time for maybe one more.
All right. This is one. Okay. How does Mike Burt, is his name, not Tanya Dunn. How does a stylist that works in a chain salon successfully get out of there and into a private salon? In Orlando, Florida, it seems like everyone requires a client book. I don't have that. I have zero access to the computers, and he goes into how hard they watch so that you can't get into the computers and get your client names. I just want to become an advanced stylist / colorist and eventually move to LA for event work. All right, so I mean, not every place is going to require a book.
I don't think so either. And I think you have to like
Just be ready to start at the bottom if you don't come with a book.
I say if the salons you're looking at require you to have a book, they're not the salon you want to be at in the first place. And I say that because the only thing they're looking for is for you to bring in
money.
That's it.
They're not looking for training you and all of that stuff. So I think what you need to look for is a place with a really good training program. They're out there. I mean, I know Orlando has it. Definitely in that surrounding area. So I would look for a salon that has a training program that doesn't have that sign on the door looking for experienced stylists with book or whatever, because that's just, to me, every time I drive by a salon and it has that outside, it's just a joke to me, because that just means that they need money quick.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're not, that's not a good sign to me.
Well, there are plenty of salons that are like that, and that works for them, and that's fine. And the people that need to be there. But I feel like if you're in our little world right here and asking us questions and watching what we're doing, that's probably not the kind of place for you, because you are looking for education and to better yourself.
Right.
You know, I doubt this guy just stumbled across us and decided to throw out a question on the first time seeing us. So
Yeah,
he's
Mike's been
concerned with-
active for quite a while. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he wants to get better, so you need to find some place that will help you be better always.
Right.
It took me 8 years to do that.
See?
You know? And to another part of your question, to try to get some of those clients, if you know they'll follow you, go get business cards. Put your make an email account so they can keep in touch with you when you leave.
Right.
To give them that, oh, hey, like, I'm leaving soon, or I'm not here anymore. Like, you can
Have an
contact
accessible
me via here.
Facebook.
You know,
Yeah.
so that way
Instagram.
you can bring them with you without having to worry about touching the computer.
Right.
Right.
I had tons of people follow me just based on, they called for an appointment. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So
they found you.
Brian Hare's easy to find on Facebook, so they look me up and boom.
Yeah.
Here they are.
So if you're doing a good job and, you're making sure you're focusing on the quality of your work, they're going to follow you anyways. I mean, it's tough when you go from a chain salon to I don't even know, just a private salon, because the pricing is going to be different. And a lot of people that visit chain salons are looking for more of a discounted, quick kind of experience. So, but you will bring some people with you. I mean, that's the nature of the business is if you leave a place, you'll take 20% of the people. 20% of the people will try somebody new in your business. And they'll stay at the salon, and then the other people are going to say, hey, this is my opportunity to go completely try somebody new. So,
but you know what? Now that I think about it, to finish off that question, if your main goal is to go to LA and do all that hair there, then just go there.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever kind of book you build in Florida is going to have next to no impact on what you do in LA, because you're going to be starting at the bottom out there, because if anything, it's a bigger world that you're going to be entering in. So maybe if you're crazy busy in your chain place, just keep going with that and crank it out. Do photo shoot work to get the artistic stuff out.
Exactly. Put together a portfolio.
Yeah.
Because
Always
it doesn't
take those
matter where
pictures.
you worked at that point. Once,
Right. If
once
you're going
you've done
cross
that.
country, it's what you can show them of your work and not always the numbers that I had at my last place.
Yeah.
I feel bad it got really late because I was talking a lot.
That's okay, but I wanted to touch on this. Candace Lewis, who's watching us, said, my salon won't let me collect customers' personal info. No salon's going to let you do that.
Right.
It's
shady to try to take it.
Well,
but
yeah.
isn't it?
I mean, the thing is, as a salon owner, obviously, I've in the past had stylists that were trying to steal client information. That's usually when they're not working out at the place and they know that their job's on the line. And it's just... It's one of those things where they are customers of the salon. Some of those people you're going to build relationships with. It's the same thing these guys are saying. I don't think it is a smart idea to make yourself accessible on Facebook and all of that. And the way that I look at it as a salon owner, if that customer wants to leave here and go with somebody else, then I'm not going to try to hold them here.
Right.
And they're not going to stay here anyways. But you can't go in a computer and start stealing information. That's the salon's computer, and it's just not. That could get you in some trouble.
Right.
So,
And I nothing. How many clients? We're all clients of something. Let's say your dentist leaves, goes to new practice. If he calls you up, trying, oh yeah, come over this way, come over this. That just sounds sketchy in general, especially for hairdressers. Oh hi, I'm over here now, with no warning whatsoever. From a phone
everybody's
number
gonna
never
wonder.
seen before. They're gonna have questions. It just looks bad on your part.
yeah, I mean, but I think
If
you
they
can.
really like you, they'll find you.
Yeah. And you can reach out to them, but I think that's just. I would say it's more. You just can't go in the computer. I mean, that's. And most computer software now, like I had an instance a long time ago where I knew that this person wasn't going to be here any longer, and in Millennium, I can see every move that they make on the computer. As soon as you log in, there's an activity log. So I saw it was like, and this client's information, and so I came in and I'm like, so I see that you have been pulling up client information, and they're like, oh. No, and like, well, yeah, you have. I can pull it up right here. I know what you've been doing. So, and that's stuff that later on can be used against you because you can't steal. It's business stuff.
Right.
So just be careful with that.
Trending dresses.
Trending dresses. Let's do that. I think we have quite a few actually. So
we got to do them quick.
yeah. All right. So we have.
All right, so I just pulled a couple styles from the Screen Actors Guild Awards.
Okay.
Since they were all pretty laid back and relaxed that I saw. But my first off was Jennifer Aniston's was just a very soft textured style, which I love. I don't know who doesn't love Jennifer Aniston, but
Her balayage looks a little foily along that part.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I don't like that. The parting line up top there.
Always look to her for the
I
very
don't like
soft
the way
blonde,
it
but
looks
that has
like it
starting
was a
points.
poorly
Yeah.
done foil
Foil.
job.
okay.
Oh well.
Right.
From eyes down looks great.
All right, cool. Then Reese Witherspoon had a nice ponytail. What I loved about her style was a lot of them were really slicked back and very tight. I like that there was a little bit of
Fingers. I
Yeah.
love it. Like there's
It's
a little
like it's
bump.
just
Yeah.
soft.
It looks simple. Makes it
Yeah.
look more human.
It's not severe. It's taking a very simple style and making it elegant, and I like that.
Okay.
Then Sophia Bush has a fabulous faux bob, and I
yeah,
love
that
it.
looks good.
I like it.
Bring on prom season.
I know.
This
I
is
love
what we're
faux
got to look
bobs.
forward to. Yeah, I got
know.
this.
So I loved that. And then Julia Roberts debuted her being back as a redhead at the on the red carpet, so I thought that was fun.
Nice.
Then we're moving into Selena Gomez has chopped her hair off for real this time.
Okay.
real?
Look
For
at those
real. Well,
glasses.
she's teased a lot of people with some wigs in the past, but this time it's really she chopped her hair. It's just very layered. They're referring to it as similar to Jennifer Aniston's hair from the 90s as Rachel.
Okay. It looks like that. Yeah.
That's what it is. So we'll see how long that lasts.
All right.
And then Nicole Richie is no longer that teal color, but a nice soft baby pink.
This turned out good. Either this is a good picture, or it really did turn out good because we saw a picture before.
It was teal as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the transformation part of it we saw, and it was a little kind of funky looking.
Right.
This
Muddy.
looks really good.
Well,
It looks
it's-
good, but what I see when I look at this picture, as somebody who goes beyond blonde, look at how zero volume there is
Zero.
around her
Oh,
scalp.
yeah.
Like,
So flat.
like that hair is done.
It is.
And
it
look
is
at
ramen.
it looks several inches shorter as well, you know.
Oh
They-
yeah.
There's a lot of oil in there, and it is kind of slicked. But I kind of like it. I like
No,
it.
I
It's
like the
that,
look.
yeah.
I love the look. I love
Yeah.
her, but I can just tell by looking at that
Her
that
stylist
it's
needs some
done
Olaplex.
being lightened.
Yeah.
Like
She's done.
You know,
Olaplex
don't
can
even that
save the
now.
dying. It cannot save the dead.
All right. All right.
But
Cool.
and then that's it.
All right. That's the tresses.
Love it.
All right, guys. So thank you to Brian Hare. Brian, you can follow Brian. Brian. Follow Brian where?
What about
On Facebook, on Instagram is Hairstyle. We haven't spun the wheel yet, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We got
Thad, get the wheel.
Dad, hurry,
hurry.
quick.
You
Just
said
hold
you
it.
were on that.
We're not even going to pin it down. Just hold it.
All right. Follow Justin
Atomic Garden 666.
and follow Drea.
Dre Day 2289?
Follow Thad at Thad Bolanized. He's trying to grow his Instagram, guys. So that's his goal for the year.
100 followers.
So let's get that up there. All right, on the wheel we have 3 months free of Mevo from Millennium. We have Minerva's giving away some cool stuff. A Bali box. We have
Thanks.
T-shirts from Shop FSE and all kinds of good stuff. Who's spinning the wheel?
Mike Burt.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, buddy.
Check it out.
I'm going to spin a thing. Weird.
Wheel's a little loose. And the winner is, well, Mike's the winner. What? Minerva.
Good,
Oh.
good call.
Nice.
All right. So, Mike, I'm not sure what you're getting, but
Let us know. Send pictures.
I'll let you know next week. I'll let everyone know next week what Mike gets. But Minerva, I believe it's something really cool. So MinervaBeauty.com is going to hook up Mike with some stuff. So
All I
Mike,
have is really
send
cool
me your
stuff there.
information. Send it to matt@freesaloneducation.com, and we will get that out to you. Morgan Johnson from last week, your T-shirt is on its way. Thank
Take
you for the
pictures with
email. Yeah,
Go to the Great Wall of China.
Do hashtag where in the world.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching the show. As always, follow us at Free Salon Education on everything, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks.